I do like that it now does a countdown.
Every time Howard's nervous.
I always get nervous. I always get nervous that it's not going to work this one time. And I will say, and I'm going to say it several times, we have very spotty coverage where we are at right now. So if the connection dies, I promise we will be back as quickly as humanly possible. So, hey, everybody.
Happy Sunday. It is Sunday, right? Yes. It's been a busy week. We've been in numerous states this week, traveled hundreds of miles this week. So the days kind of blend together and it's like, where am I and what day is it?
It's true. Yeah. Well, I mean, we were in Florida
a week ago.
Yeah. And we have traveled very quickly up the eastern seaboard.
And we're back in our Navion.
Oh, no, this is actually just, you know what, through the magic of technology, this is just a green screen. We could be anywhere right now. In fact, actually, we're not in an RV at all. How would you know? Is anything moving in the background? Oh, wait. Well, Scout's back there. Okay. Yes, we are in fact back in the Navion. Hey, Big Jim. Troy and Amy, how's it going?
So the days blend together when you go nowhere as well. So that's good. Yes. No, it makes me feel a little better.
Definitely true. Yes. Hey, everybody. So, yeah, we are back in the Navion after spending, 2 months in the T, the brand new T. I did want to check really quick and see, because I believe, yes, as of right now, 65,000 of you have now watched the tour video
that we released a week ago.
That we released on Sunday.
Yeah, that's a lot of views.
That's actually a record. That is a record for us. That is the most amount of people who have ever watched a video of ours from release is 65,000. Like, that's amazing. So clearly there was a lot of interest. Thank you for watching. If you have more questions about the T, drop them in the live chat here. We'll try and answer as many as we can as well regarding it. But yeah, the T was great. And I'm already kind of missing it a little bit. I'm not going to lie.
It was bittersweet. We knew that the end date was approaching because we're going to be trying out several different RVs this year. And so it's always a finite amount of time. And then we'll be moving back into the Navion in between those. So as the date was approaching that it was time to move out of the T, I was actually getting quite sad, which was a very good sign, I think, as we continue to search for what our next home on wheels is going to be.
Definitely.
Yeah, we love the T. The T has a lot going for it. And we got to take it to a View Navion Winnebago rally last weekend and show it off and talk through it. And I think people were really excited to see it in person.
That's a great point, actually, talking about the rallies, because first of all, if you are a View Navion owner, regardless of what year and what floor plan you have, you should definitely be in the Facebook group. The View Navion motorhome, View Navion Motorhomes is actually what it's called. There are 15,000 members in there, and they hold rallies all the time, all across the country. This one, it was incredible because I think it was like 150 people. It was like 88 rigs were there. So a lot of revelry and a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of interest about the T. Keep in mind that the T is the first new floor plan for View Navion in 5 years.
Wow.
Because the last one was this one, actually, was the D. Yeah, so the T has been a long time in the making. And it's like a lot of excitement. I was actually amazed at how many people have already watched that video. And then in person at the rally, which, by the way, like, as I said, you should, regardless of what RV you own, you should attend rallies with fellow owners. I think it's a really wonderful opportunity to swap stories, advice, and just, having a community of people who own RVs exactly like yours, it tends to really help out, like as far as like trying to find out like what's the best way to address this issue, or like what's a great neat upgrade, or what's some great camping that, like an RV of our size, like a 25-foot RV, well, we can fit in some places that sometimes other RVs can't. And that type of information you find out from being in a community. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was great. And so we are.
I feel like it was like, yeah.
So we're not in Florida anymore, but our videos, the next several episodes, will still be in Florida.
Next week is Easter.
Yes.
So we will not have a video for you next week. We'll be back the week after Easter. And we hope you all have a wonderful Easter, and we hope you have a wonderful time, wherever you are in the country or the world. And yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks. So it would be 2 weeks from today. We'll be releasing our next episode, which Caitlin is
Tarpon Springs.
Tarpon Springs.
Yeah.
See,
I know. It's like
I lose track. I lose track. It's another great one. It's another great episode, and we're really excited about it.
But we're gonna be hopefully, taking some time off this week to spend time with family. My little sister just had her first baby, so we're going to fulfill our new aunt and uncle duties with her
in Kentucky.
Yes.
Which is not Florida.
No.
And we're already in Kentucky. We're just in a different part of the state, and way colder than when we left Florida. When we left Florida, it was like shorts and t-shirt weather.
It was 86 degrees last Sunday. 86 degrees,
yeah.
And we've had the heat on, like Scout's wearing her little...
It was below freezing 2 nights ago. It was like 30 degrees, 29 degrees.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely chilly.
I just want to make sure, can you guys still see us and hear us? And if you have any questions at all, just drop them in the comments.
Definitely can.
Okay,
yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we are good.
I would get nervous. That's how I mentioned we don't have like the best connectivity right now, even with Starlink. There's some trees. Okay, good.
Risky says. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for reassuring me.
Thank you for that. But yeah, definitely if you have any comments, questions, anything that you want to ask us about, drop them in the comments. Drop them in the live chat. Yes, we can see and hear you. Thank you. Thank you very much. So Caitlin.
Yeah.
Man, we actually have a lot to talk about this time. So what's up? How many seatbelts are in the 24T? Oh, actually, that's a great one.
So the one that we were trying, there's obviously the 2 seats up front that have seatbelts. And then on the theater seats, the sofa, there are 2 seatbelts.
Correct. So you can seat 4 and you can sleep 4 with the overcab, which again, as we talked about before, is an option now. You do not have to have the overcab anymore, which again, 5 years ago, that was still an option. You could say, I want the overcab or not the overcab. And when I say overcab, I mean literally the bed that is over the cab of the RV. It's a queen size bed. If you don't have people sleeping over, frequently, or you don't feel like you need that, then you can save weight, which increases your carrying capacity. And you still get storage up there. There's actually a nice storage compartment up there if you don't. And plus it just, I don't know, it looks kind of sleek, What's up, Scout?
Just been watching squirrels and then napping.
Yeah. So anyway, so the answer is 4.
4. Yeah.
There are 4.
Yeah.
Big Jim, 60 here in Lexington. Jim, I didn't realize that you were in Lexington. I mean, I know we always talk about the Reds and Cincinnati, but man, I didn't know you were in Lexington. Yeah.
Look, headed to meet their newborn granddaughter.
Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations.
That's exciting.
That's fun. Great news. Yeah. Ryan was asking if we're doing a video on Homosassa in the future. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of places in Florida we have not been.
Yeah.
So for sure, that could be certainly a possibility.
Yeah, we have not been there yet before.
We have not.
Mm-mm.
We have not. No, so we've got Tarpon Springs coming up. We have St. Augustine coming up. Am I going to say anything?
Mm-mm.
I think that's it.
For Florida. Yeah. And then we just finished filming an episode in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Yes.
Which was super cool.
And I got to drive a brand new Corvette.
On a track.
On a racetrack.
I don't think I've seen Howard smile that big in a long time.
That was really fun. Because if you don't know, Bowling Green is the home of the manufacturing plant for General Motors, where they build the Corvette. And so you can go and not only when the plant is open for tours, you can go and do tours of the plant, but the Corvette Museum is awesome. It's really, it is definitely worth a visit. And then a really cool thing is that the museum also has a, what do they call it? It's a motorsports park. And it is it's a road course, it's a track. And then they also have a go-kart track. So if you don't feel up to trying to do the Corvette experiences, and you can do all the different types of Corvettes, which is super cool too, including they have one of the hybrid electric. So it's a hybrid electric and gas Corvette, where the front 2 wheels are electric powered and the rear ones are gas powered. That's wild. I didn't get to test drive that one, but I would love to see what that's like. It's pretty cool because that's an all-wheel drive option, which Corvette's always like, they're always innovating stuff. So that's super cool. So let's see. Should we keep going with questions, or do you want to go to? Okay, sure.
Before we jump down.
Okay, let's see.
So I feel like we got some good related questions. How long did you get to stay in the 2014? Right below your. Yep. Right.
There we go.
Okay, so we moved it. We were in it for about 2 months exactly. So we drove it off the show lot at the Tampa RV show. And then, we were in it until last week. So it was just about 2 months.
Almost exactly 2 months.
Yeah, which flew by. It really did.
It really did. And what I thought was, and I will say this, I mean, we never got to take it, into the mountains, besides the mountains of Florida. So I cannot speak to how it would perform just from firsthand experience. But a question that we get a lot is about the engine, because it is the new to RVs 4-cylinder engine from Mercedes. But that engine has actually been in use and available as an option from Mercedes for something like 10 years. It is not a new engine. It is not something that is experimental in any way whatsoever. It is a tried and true. And there are upfitters that have been ordering them for B vans for like over 10 years now. And so definitely it is, I felt like it was a great experience. Caitlin got to drive as well. It was great driving it, whether you were towing or not, had plenty of power. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, it was really nice, which actually will lead us into, because I think Kirby has asked this.
So remember, you well, hold on one second. You just gotta unhide this one. I mean, you gotta.
Or usually does all.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Which one? Sorry.
Kirby. So Kirby was asking about the difference between driving the 24T and then the Vista MPF. So the Vista MPF is what we were in last year for about 7 or 8 months, and that is a Class A RV.
Small one. It's only 30 feet long.
But just a very different driving experience. I never actually drove the Vista except like moving it like a very short distance.
Yeah, like around campgrounds, things like that.
Yeah, because we didn't own it, I didn't feel comfortable, and it's a different beast.
Which I find funny because she had no problem like jumping in, and she actually drove the T from inside of the show display, which, let me tell you, you want to talk about just like stressful. You're maneuvering around a whole bunch of brand new RVs, like no pressure, but like don't hit anything, because all of the things have been sold.
Yes.
somebody is expecting to take that for delivery. So yeah, no pressure there.
But we made a good team because you had your eyes, around. But I would say it's kind of comparing, it's like apples and oranges.
It is.
Two very different experiences.
Yeah, I mean the Vista is on a Class A. It's a Ford not a Transit, but it's on a Ford chassis. It's a truck chassis, and it kind of drives kind of like a bus or a truck is the way that I would describe it. It was easy to maneuver, but you still had like bigger turns on the steering wheel kind of thing. Whereas the Sprinter chassis, they drive like a van or like a sedan, in my opinion. Like, small turns make a big difference when you're turning the wheel. And the turning radius, because the wheelbase is only 170 inches.
She caught a fly.
Oh, good job, Scout. We have flies like buzzing around at this campground. But anyway, it's only 170-inch wheelbase on the Sprinter. Sorry, Scout is like distracting me now. Anyway, 170-inch wheelbase means that it has a much tighter turning radius. So you can turn the Sprinter very easily, like literally all the way around if you needed to. Or like you're making a U-turn. You can make a U-turn, and I do, on roads in the Sprinter.
In the Class C.
In the Class C. I would not do that in a Class A.
Yeah.
Because it's significantly longer wheelbase. So,
and I think, Kirby, you're trying to decide between the two. It really comes down to like, what's the style of travel that you're hoping to do? Where do you want to camp? What are you hoping to get out of your RV experience? Because they just are really different. Riding in the Class A and the Vista MPF as a passenger is super comfortable. Those chairs are great.
Yep.
It's very smooth. It's a very enjoyable experience from a passenger standpoint. Driving it, different. But same thing in the T, the chassis, like up front, the new Mercedes chassis, it's beautiful. It's super comfortable. But just a very different experience. But you really have to, I would make a list and just start, writing down, jotting down, like, are you trying to go to national parks? Are you trying to camp off grid? Are you moving quickly? Are you going somewhere?
That I think is the key. I think that's the big one, is how fast are you moving? Because truly, if you're moving, if you're the kind of person that you're only moving, like, say, once a week or once every 2 weeks, then I think you would really love the extra space you get with the Vista. Whereas if you're kind of thinking of it more like, I'm not going to call it a daily driver, but if you want to be able to explore areas just in the RV, then for sure the View Navion is going to be the better option for you.
Yeah, and he just said, I forgot, Barbie, thanks for reminding me. He does have a 29D right now. He said narrow lanes are a bit scary. Yeah. I mean, you take up every bit of that lane in the class.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, because it's 8.5 feet wide versus 7.5 feet wide. I know that's only a foot, but it does make a difference. We're just a little bit wider than like a FedEx delivery van. Whereas, you're definitely taking up the whole lane. Which, by the way, like 8.5 feet is pretty standard. Like that's like a lot of towables, fifth wheels, things like that are like that 8.5, 9 foot. So pretty common. So
if you are just joining, because somebody was like, aren't you in the new RV? So we did move back into our Navion that we currently still own.
We did.
So we moved back in a week ago, a little over a week ago. So we were back in this until we try out the next new floor plan in a couple of months.
And Cindy asked about, or she said, thank you for talking about the carrying capacity in your previous video. Yeah, absolutely. And we are not, and that's something too that I once again want to reaffirm. Are we ambassadors of Winnebago? Yes. Did Winnebago have access to the video in advance? No. Did they have any opportunity to question what we said in the video? No.
They want us to be
honest,
authentic,
and honest.
Yeah, and that is our honest review and perspective of that RV.
Yeah, so. we loved it.
Mm-hmm.
We absolutely loved it. And I would say it's probably a high contender. Now, as you might have seen in a much earlier video this year, Caitlin and I did a fun thing where we wrote our guesses in an envelope, like each one of us. Like I went into the RV by myself, into this Navion, and wrote my guess for which RV we are going to pick at the end of this kind of house hunters for RV shopping experience.
Right, because we've seen the floor plan.
We've seen the floor plan. We've seen all the floor plans of all the things that we're going to be trying this year.
We're sworn to secrecy.
Yes.
Don't try to get it out of
please
us.
Don't ask us, because we're not going to.
Terrible liar.
Because we're not going to say. We're just simply not going to say. But anyway, we each wrote our best guess. And I think it's going to be really fun to open those envelopes in like a year from now time and be like,
Yeah, like, were we accurate?
Right. Like, what did you pick versus what did I pick back then before we had ever actually stepped foot in any of them? So should be a lot of fun. Okay, let's see. I did want to say, okay, so the carrying capacity though. And that is something that Winnebago, as I said in the video, they are actively working on that now too. They always want to maximize carrying capacity. And so where there is an opportunity to save weight, whether it be through changes in engineering or design, like one of the examples, actually, I think we said in the video, was the pantry, because they have identified a way to save some weight with the pantry, like the actual compartment, the pantry compartment itself.
Right, because keep in mind, the unit that we were trying, that was a pre-production model.
Correct.
And so there will be things that, as Howard just mentioned, that will be changing once they go to production.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, even some of the fit and finish stuff, like, I think some of the latches and things like that, I think might even be changing slightly from what you saw in the video. So
yeah.
Okay, let's see. I wonder if y'all have been to Weeki Wachee.
Well, I went when I was a kid to Weeki Wachee. So if you don't know what Weeki Wachee Springs is, they do this really cool mermaid show, and it's been going on for decades. And you go to kind of this underwater theater. So there's seats, and then you're looking, through like an aquarium kind of setup, and the mermaids do this amazing show, and it's really cute. We wanted to go this year, and just with the way that filming worked out at other destinations, it didn't happen.
But I think we in the future will be going there, and I hope we'll be meeting like some of the mermaids. And
they actually do this like mermaid class for kids.
They do, that's right,
and for adults.
So that's important. Yeah,
they have some of the retired mermaids who will come and host like mermaid camp. It's like a 2 or 3 day mermaid camp for adults, and teach you how to be a mermaid, which is really fun.
I think that's so fun. I know. I
would love to do that.
So yes,
we hope to. We all have Little Mermaid in it.
We hope to go in the future. Yes, completely agree. Let's see. Just wish they did the Vista MPF as a diesel. I don't know if I've seen. I remember there was a Newmar and I remember there was a Tiffin that were a very short Class A that had the diesel engine, but it was a front. What do you call it? It's not a diesel pusher, but like the diesel engine was in the front. I don't know. Maybe in the future they might actually bring that back. I don't know.
There's a
That's a great
color
point, though.
or a question about the interior color.
Um,
Keep going.
Okay.
Right there. Suzy Q.
This one?
No, Suzy Q. Down.
Suzy
Yeah.
Q. Oh, there.
So the color scheme of the team, you either love it or you hate it, I feel like. And
Well, that color scheme.
Yes, because there
There's
are two. So I'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
So is it too woody? I never felt like it was. Being in there, it felt cozy and it felt warm.
Mm-hmm.
And we both really actually like that color. That color scheme.
Yeah, I like it a lot, actually.
Mm-hmm. We have a lot of wood in here. Like, I don't know. It's just, it didn't ever feel overpowering. I think they did a really nice job of tying like the copper backsplash in. There's, until you're in it, it's kind of hard, but there's like flecks of copper in the darker, like wood pieces.
Yep.
It's all tied together really nicely. Yep. One thing that, Scout
just jumped up the front window. Sorry.
One thing we didn't actually go over in that video was the floor, and we've gotten a lot of questions about the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think I was going to like the floor, and then it quickly grew on me. It does not show dirt as much as this one does. It's actually really easy to clean up, and I feel like it goes nicely with the interior colors that they picked.
Yeah.
The other color scheme that will be available,
I would call it very similar, probably to if you have seen the lighter or the kind of the white and gray color scheme that is in the like up to the 2024 models of View Navion. It's kind of similar to that. So like the backsplash, I think, is silver.
Yeah, it's
instead of the copper.
And the couch is white.
A lot of the
cabinets are white.
Yeah.
So we will actually be seeing that one in person.
Oh, wow. What a segue, Caitlin. What a segue. Yes. So in about a week and a half or so, we'll be heading back down to Florida because this is how we roll. Back and forth. But we're heading back down to Florida because we're going to be stars of the new Winnebago commercial. We're in the commercial for the new T. So we'll be in the new national commercial and the digital ads for the Winnebago.
We'll try our hand at modeling. They're like, you don't have to speak at all.
I was like, really? Okay. And they're like, just look like yourself.
So that one they're filming and shooting in the white interior.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to see that one in person and we can take some pictures and all that good stuff.
Susie actually, she said, I did love the copper, but was worried about it being too dark. I actually didn't feel it was too dark at all.
Once we got back into this one, and that's actually a great point too, because you don't have the window. The window on this side of the RV is covered up with the bed during the day.
Right.
Once we got back into the Navion, I was like, wow, it's really dark in here. The T is very light and airy.
Yes,
and the lighting in there is beautiful. They did such a good job with the lighting.
Yeah.
So even on a cloudy, rainy day, if you have the lights on, it just feels really good and really bright.
Yeah. It has a great residential feel. Yeah. I actually feel like, when you're in our Navion, you know that you're in an RV, and I feel like they did a really nice job, particularly like that couch. Feels very residential style.
I miss that couch already.
Yeah, it is really
comfortable.
It's really comfortable. Yeah. Okay, so should we keep going? Mm-hmm. Let's see. When will the T be available for purchase? DQ Grill and Chill. By the way, I love. What is your actual name? It says like DQ Grill and Chill. But when will the T be available to purchase? My understanding is right now.
Right.
You can order it right now. Mm-hmm. I don't know exactly when they're going to start manufacturing. It's supposed to be very soon, if it has not already begun, on the T. But yes, you can absolutely order them from dealers, I believe, right now nationwide. Mm-hmm. That is my understanding. Obviously, we're not in the market yet. We won't be selecting and purchasing ours until we're done with the last of the floor plans. We'll be checking out towards the end of this year.
Oh, no, I was just reading comments. Yeah. So, Randy asked about the flooring and the T. Was it hard to clean? I thought it was really easy to clean. I just rolled my vacuum over it. This might be too much information, but one of the dogs threw up on it and it was so easy to clean, like very easy. I was like, oh no, is this going to get into those cracks and crevices? And was not hard at all. Nothing was left behind.
Nope.
Like it was great. So I really like the flooring grew on me big time, and having the dogs like come back into this, they were sliding more on this flooring than they were in the T. So I thought the floor was great.
I want to just call this out because this is a really great question. It says, is it difficult for you guys to stay within those Sprinter OCCC, which is the carrying capacity? Notice you usually tow. This is great. I really want to talk about this because a lot of people don't realize those are two entirely different things. OCCC has everything to do with just the weight of the Sprinter itself, meaning the RV itself, and the carrying capacity of that. The tongue weight, meaning any weight that is applied to the hitch on the back, does count towards your OCCC, but your towing is a different number altogether. So you have what's called a combined number. So there's the, is it the gross vehicle weight, right? Yeah, GVWR and then GCWR. GVWR means the maximum weight of the RV. GCWR means the maximum weight combined of the RV and then what you tow. You subtract you subtract the weight of the RV from the GCWR, and that's what gives you your towing capacity. Long story short, you actually have like depending on the floor plan, all that, around 4,000 pounds is pretty much what you get with a View or Navion. You're typically somewhere around 4,000 pounds of of towing capacity. So like you can tow like a lot of people tow the Honda CRV. It's very popular. Yeah, we're on a second CRV. A lot of people also tow the smaller Jeeps. They really love those. You can also do like there's some smaller sedans and things like that that can be flat towed that people really like too. So I just want to call that out because that is definitely a big question that a lot of people have. Let's see.
Somebody asked about the dogs, and like layouts all similar enough for the dogs to adapt pretty easily. So a lot of people were very concerned with us trying all of these RVs and Ella being blind. Ella is the most adaptable out of all the dogs.
True. That's very true.
Every time we've moved into a different RV or gone into a different space, Ella is just like, okay, she'll probably take about 20 minutes to kind of map it out. She kind of bumps into things. We walk her around and make sure she knows where her food and water is. And then she's like, I've got my food and water, I've got a couch to sleep on, and I got my people, I am good.
Yeah, she's so calm about it.
Scout and Piper it takes them several days.
It's a disaster.
Yeah, they're like, what is going on?
Yeah, they're like super stressed and you can tell that they're stressed and you gotta like kind of work with them to calm them down
then
and
they're
get them,
fine.
get them comfortable. But yeah, like Ella does not care. And actually Ella, because I was worried, I'm like, oh man, she's going to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth so many times this year between like our Navion and then these other floor plans. She got back into the Navion and was like, no problem. Yeah, she remembered exactly like how to jump up onto the bed because she has like a process for like how she gets up on the bed herself. She's an independent pug.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Fully independent.
So resilient.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Yeah, losing her vision, I feel like initially was a shock, and then I don't know, most days we don't even really remember that she's blind.
I do want to just really quickly, so Jeff Graham says congrats on the Winnebago commercial that should buy you a tank of gas, right? Jeff, we are going to be on his live
on Thursday,
this Thursday, right? Yes, at Jeff, is it 3 o'clock?
3 o'clock.
At 3 o'clock Eastern, I believe it is. Yes. So
we'll be talking about camera gear and how we film things.
A lot of people ask us about this. And so now we're going to finally have an opportunity, thanks to Jeff, to talk about it, to talk about like how we create these episodes, the equipment that we use, editorial, all of that. So you'll want to check that out if you are interested in those types of things.
Yeah.
So thanks, Jeff, by the way, for the invite. Appreciate that. Okay, let's see. So flooring, is it marine flooring in the 24T? Yes, it is. Yeah, it's it actually, yeah, it came out of boating, and then you also find it like some other RVs as well have it. I don't. The Echo has it too.
Has it, yeah.
Yeah, the Echo has it as well.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, weird.
It's one. Yeah, our comments like went out of order somehow.
Huh.
There we go.
That's weird. Correct.
Do we have levelers on this RV? This RV does not have a leveling system. We have rear stabilizers in the back. We prefer not to have the stabilizers. I mean, there's
The levelers. Let's not confuse them. Yeah,
We love the
levelers.
stabilizers.
And again, let's just be clear. Levelers means where you have the 4 jacks, right? Whereas stabilizers, it's 2 brackets that come down on the side. They push into the ground, but like that's just to keep you from rocking back and forth. So 2 very different things. You do not level with the stabilizers.
Right.
You level with the levelers.
Yeah, but the T did have a leveling system.
Yes.
But we find personally, and everybody's different, we find that with the 25-foot RV, we can manually level with blocks and things like that.
Yeah.
And usually get pretty good.
So we have a set of the Camco ramps. And by the way, actually, I can put it up on the screen, but we have the Camco ramps, and I love them because like it's all one piece. It's really easy. You just like drive up on it.
I even leveled by myself the other day.
She sure did. Yeah. Well, because we had the caravan.
We had 2 RVs plus the CRV and only 2 of us.
So we were towing with the CRV, and then she was driving the Navion. Yeah. And so we were literally just like in a caravan.
I set up and leveled all by myself.
And we also are big fans of the LevelMate Pro. LevelMate Pro, like if you're not familiar with that, it's a combination of a device that it's 2 screws, and you can install it anywhere in the RV. So you permanently install this very small device in your RV, and then it has an app for your phone, and the app tells you exactly how many inches to raise or lower all 4 of your wheels in order to get perfectly level. It's like idiot proof, because then like we know on our ramps like how many inches each one of the steps are, and so we can be like, okay, we need to go up 2 steps on the left versus 3 on the right, or whatever it might be. Yeah, it's perfect.
Oh my gosh, I do want to tell you guys a funny story that happened when we got to this campground. So we booked a site online.
All of our stuff is on the Amazon shop. I just want to call that out.
So we're at a state park, and so we booked a spot online, and there was no indication whatsoever that the site was so unlevel. Normally it'll be like it has a slight grade or a severe grade.
Yeah, they usually say that like in the listings.
So after filming all day, we get to the state park, and the site just like was not going to work. A, it was too short, so we couldn't fit the RV and the car, and B, it was just so complete, like it was slanted backwards, so there was no way we could possibly level.
Well, I want to just really quickly call out, because it also said that you could fit a 31-foot RV in the site. And there was no way, because our 25-foot RV was completely occupying the entire space of the site. I was like, there's just no way. So
we're like, okay, no problem. This campground's like pretty empty because it's not technically season yet here in Kentucky. And so we're like, we'll just drive around, pick another site. So we pick another site, move the RV. Can't get level. It's
too far off again.
Okay, being like a little unlevel, but this was like leaning forward big time.
Big time.
So we're like, okay, site 3. Let's go find a third site. Third one has to be the charm, right? So at some point, I guess the window had been down in the RV. Scout is sitting in her seat right here. The Puggles were in their crate. Howard comes back into the RV.
Yeah, because I had left the window down because we were like talking through the window because Caitlin was outside. So she had driven the car around trying to look at sites. And so I'm talking to her. And so when we had decided like we were going to drive around together, I left the window down. So I open up the door, the driver's door, and a bird flies out of the RV. So a bird had been flying around inside of our RV.
Scout sitting here, like terrified.
For like 30 minutes.
While we were trying to find a new site. So we drive the RV over to the site that will finally work for us. And I come in the RV, and there are bird feathers and bird poop in various spots. And then Scout, I guess from being so upset, proceeds to throw up on the table. I'm just like, it's like at this point now 7:00. Like we had gotten to the RV park maybe at like 5, the state park. So it was just like this hilarious series of events.
Yeah.
And we just had to laugh about it. It was so funny. So we got everything cleaned up. Scout was fine, but oh my goodness, it was one of the most hilarious like setup fails that we've ever had. So even after 5.5 years on the road, things still can go wrong. Mm-hmm. It's so funny.
Yep.
So funny. Oh, look.
I'm the kid from Lost River Cape.
Hi. We met these really cute kids. So when we were in Bowling Green doing one of the tours, we met some kids there, and they're like, "Are you guys YouTubers?" because we were.
Oh, that's great. Hey guys.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
So
I hope you and the family, because it was a pretty big family that was there. Yeah, hope you guys had a great time. Yeah, so that's one of the things that we do in Bowling Green. So spoiler, I guess.
You talked about the Corvettes.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Okay, let's see.
Oh, there was a question that actually could lead into our summer plans right there. This one.
Oh yeah.
Could you put that on the screen, please?
Oh, yes.
First, thank you. I'm glad that our videos are helpful as you guys plan your perk trips. But yeah, we have in true Newstate fashion readjusted our plans probably
10 times.
Yeah, 10 times this year. And it's
yeah.
only the end of March. And the plans have changed numerous times.
Yes.
So
there's a lot of reasons for that. And some of it has to do with because we're trying out all these different RVs. And so we had to work out some logistics of that. Then we also had the filming for the Winnebago commercial. Then we also had, you can't control when a sibling has a baby.
That's true.
You definitely can't control that at all. And so anyway, so there was just a lot of things that just keep modifying and changing our schedule and timeline and all that stuff. So
but we think, and again, this could change between now and then, we do think that one of the places we are going to go this summer is Michigan, because we have never explored.
And Isle Royale, and hopefully we're going to do Isle Royale, the national park there. And then I'm hopeful that we're also going to do Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin is on our.
So Michigan and Wisconsin, I think, are going to be our two states to explore this summer, which will be really fun. We have not been to either one of them in the RV, so I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, and so if you do have recommendations, please send them our way. Shoot us messages, all of that, because we'd love to pick your brain. Love to hear what you love in all those areas.
I know there's so many cool places up there. I've started looking a little bit, so yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just hide that. Ryan, what is your favorite beach to go in Florida?
I know there's so many good ones.
Yes, Clearwater. Well, Clearwater for years has been the top beach in America, right? Isn't it
I forget what the superlative is. It's definitely
I believe it's the top beach. I think it's the top beach in America because it's the what do they call it? Sugar sand. It's beautiful sand, beautiful beach. The water is warm. It's got crystal clear water. It's really pretty.
I grew up every summer going to visit my grandparents who lived on Anna Maria Island, which is beautiful. The beaches there are incredible, and just the golf and swimming and snorkeling there. So I have really fond memories of that beach, and the sunsets are incredible. So that one will be my favorite. Yeah.
I do want to just call out this one. So Gary, any idea where we might actually look at the tea? I do not know. I honestly do not know. I think the next time is if you are a current Winnebago owner and you are attending Camp Winnebago. Oh,
July.
Boy, there's a transition. We will be at Camp Winnebago this year. So if you're familiar with Grand National Rally, Winnebago Grand National Rally, last year it was rebranded as Camp Winnebago. And that's held every July in Iowa at the mothership, meaning at Winnebago headquarters. They are directly across the street from where the plant is, where they build them. And so you can do these awesome tours as well of the plant while you're there. And if you have never done the tour, even if you don't own a Winnebago and you're going through Iowa, you should take the tour.
Yeah, it's really cool.
You should really take the tour. It's an incredible tour, and you learn so much about how Winnebago builds and how Winnebago makes all the furniture, and they do even their own tanks and everything too. All the the freshwater, gray water, black tanks, those are all made in house. So that way they can make them fit, into these, so they can maximize your carrying or your storage capacity inside those tanks. So it's really cool. But I'm not really sure. But I believe it will be at Camp Winnebago. I think they'll have the display there.
We'll try to find out.
But yeah, we'll work on maybe some answers for that.
Yeah, because it's very helpful. And I say this for any RV. Totally. That's why we always recommend go to an RV show if you're in the market for an RV. Being able to, it's one thing to watch a tour or a walkthrough online. I do feel like those are very helpful, but you also do need to see it in person and feel it and see what the space is like, because that is so eye-opening. And that is just really helpful. Can you deep in thought?
Well, there's three really great questions. First of all, this one, any good BLM sites near Sequoia? Sequoia is one of the parks we have not been to yet.
They had really bad weather damage from all the snow and stuff.
Yeah. Like the
2
main
winters ago.
road was washed out at sections, and currently one of the major caves that you can go through, like without having to like spelunk. I mean, one of the publicly accessible caves, is closed right now. So it's another reason why I don't think we're going to get to it this year. I think it's going to be probably a 2025 for us for Sequoia. So I don't have an answer for that one, but we can also find out some info.
Yeah, and there's great, you can go onto like Campendium, iOverlander.
is
Those
great.
are the ones that we use.
Yep. Nope. Scout. Can you sit down? Nope.
Oh, come here. You want to say hi to everybody? Oh, Scout. Say hi.
There was a question just about connectivity. I work remote, do a few Teams video calls in the week, and access various insurance carrier portals to transact business. In your experience with the various internet connections used, like which one would you recommend? Wow. So Starlink is going to have the most broad connectivity, but the limitation with Starlink is always you need a clear view of the sky. So if you are camping in wooded areas, you almost should have a backup as well, like another, whether it's a hotspot plan from like Verizon or T-Mobile or AT&T. My recommendation is to always diversify, particularly if you're using it for business. I think it's really important to have options. We travel with, I think we have 5 different options for carriers, between SIM cards that we carry that are not activated, but we could activate. For example, like we have an AT&T SIM. It's never activated unless we need it. And then I'll turn it on. It's a prepay SIM card, and I'll turn it on just for that period of time if we're really in a jam. But Starlink, I will say, overwhelmingly is what we're using probably 99% of the time now. It has completely just changed the game as far as how we look at sites. And we've now had Starlink now for over 2 years and love it. So I hope that helps, Jay. Let's see.
Okay, bye.
Jay asked, would you say video calls and portal access is a non-issue? Yes, I think it's a non-issue for definitely for Starlink. I don't think you're gonna have a problem as long as you have a clear view of the sky. A year ago, okay. So Terry is asking, a year ago you YouTubed the Winnebago 34N. What were your thoughts? Why haven't you had a Class A beyond the National Parks version? The 34N, is that the one that we did at Tampa?
Maybe.
It must have been the one that we did, yes, 2 years ago at Tampa. 34N. Yes.
The numbers and letters for me, it's hard to remember them. But why haven't we had a Class A beyond the National Park version? Well, the National Park version was our first foray into Class A.
Yeah.
It was always meant to be a trial / short term. For us and the way that we travel, this goes back to what I was telling, Kirby really make those lists. And I've said it before, for us and the way we travel right now, Class C is the ideal type of RV for us.
Yep.
It was great being able to try out a Class A, but because of how fast we're moving and where we like to camp, this is the ideal length for us. So yeah.
It's just again, it comes down to like what we talked about, like it's style of travel, and for us, we like being small and nimble. We like to be able to like fit into places. I did really enjoy though the amenities and the space of the Vista. The NPF Vista I thought was awesome. Yeah. Like from that perspective, I really did enjoy that. So I'm not opposed to it. I mean, I'm never going to say never when it comes to something like that. Susie said we will enjoy the UP. Yeah, we will.
Yeah, we're excited. I know a lot of people are always like, you have to get up there. So this will be the year.
Kirby, it would be nice if you did a Q&A at Camp Winnebago. Stay tuned. I think that's exactly what's going to be happening.
We were talking with them about that. Yes, Friday. So yes.
We would love to do that, and hopefully that will work out from a scheduling perspective. Yes. Let's see. Hi, Susan. Susan, hello from Ohio. My favorite memory from RV Unplugged, the friends.
I know. We just got to see a bunch of them.
We did.
And yeah, the people that we met and the friendships that we made, hands down, was the best part.
We love the friendships that we've made. And not just on the blue team.
Yes.
As you know, our RV besties, Chris and Aaron, who beat us by 3 seconds, but who's counting? some of our absolute best friends, and we love traveling with them, and we love seeing them. And yeah, it's been great. And we got to camp with several others from both blue and red team. And so I would say it'd be the friendships for sure.
Definitely.
Just love it. If you ever get an opportunity to make great friends while in competition, you really learn a lot about a person when you compete. Yeah, you learn a lot about yourself. You learn a lot about other people too, how they handle stress and pressure and all that, which is very RVing, you know? I mean, like, look, things don't always go right. Right.
Yeah. Sometimes you have birds in your RV and your dogs.
So this is our 15-minute warning. I just want to warn you because we have to stop right at the dot at 7:00 Eastern. So I do want to make sure that we get through at least some of these other things too. Caitlin, let's talk about group trips really quick. Yeah.
Because we are, I think, a little under 6 months away from our very first group trip, which is completely sold out. And we have an amazing group going with us to Iceland in September.
Yes, Iceland is still sold out. And by the way, if you're hoping to get on these trips, definitely add yourself to the what do they call it? The standby list?
Wait list.
To the wait list. Because we did have some people who ended up one couple ended up switching over to Christmas. And so that opened up 2 spots over on Iceland. And so then we had availability on Iceland and it was gone within like 2 hours.
Yeah.
So definitely get yourself on the wait list if you are interested in those trips. But yeah, Iceland is now sold out, and their Christmas markets now has.
We have 2 spots left on our Christmas markets trip. And if you don't know at all what the heck we are even talking about, so new for this year, we have launched our Newstate Nomads group trips where you get to travel to a place, a destination with us. And these are awesome itineraries. And they're just going to be a lot of fun. So we're taking a group of 14 people to Iceland. And then right now it's 18 people with only 2 open spots for Christmas markets, which will be in Germany and Austria.
Yes.
And the Christmas markets trip is going to be super magical. It's going to be a lot of fun. Snow and blue wine.
I'm so excited. It was literally the number one thing that people would ask us about is like, can we travel with you? We love the way that you travel. Can we travel with you? And like experience the restaurants and the culture and all of that you guys do. The answer is yes. Now you can with the group trips. And we will be having very soon, we will open for sale our South African safari trip. Now that's for May of 2025. If you want to get on the list for that, you can sign up for the email at this address right here at Group Trips. You can go on the email list. But if you're looking for first crack at booking it, that is only open to the navigators. So our Newstate Navigators, which is our membership, it's on our website. It's newstatenomads.com/navigators. They have first crack at any of our group trips. And we have plans that start as low as like $8 a month. So if you are interested and you really want to make sure that you get in on particularly the early bird pricing for South Africa, make sure to sign up for that.
Yeah, because there's a lot of excitement. So within our navigators group, we were chatting about it a couple of weeks ago, and like people are really excited about this trip. We're really excited about this trip. When we were looking at destinations and locations for what our 2025 group trips were going to be, this one we kept coming back to because I think probably for a lot of us, like a safari is on our bucket list, but we don't even know where to begin planning, or it can seem really daunting and really expensive. And this takes all of that guesswork and all of that planning out of it. We'll all be traveling together. We'll be doing the big 5 game drives and going out and having guides, take us to these locations. It's going to be in Kruger National Park, which is one of the most world-renowned national parks for safaris in South Africa. So yeah, we're working on finalizing all of that.
By the way, it's kind of wild because imagine like Yellowstone, like people go there because of the wildlife in Yellowstone. Imagine Yellowstone, but with like lions, elephants,
rhinos,
zebras. Like it's a really wild idea to get like through your head that it's like there are lions out there. It's not bears, it's lions.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it just kind of adds to the excitement of that. But yeah, we're really looking forward to that trip.
Yeah, I'm looking at the itinerary right now. So
I know it's gonna be amazing. But yeah, if you are interested in trying to get first crack, again, it's newstatenomads.com/navigators, and that's how you can join. Any of the paid memberships will get you early access to the booking on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And speaking of group trips, so I am actually going on my very first solo group trip.
Caitlin,
I know.
I can't believe it. I can't believe that you're going on your own without me. But maybe, Caitlin, does that prove that anyone can go on a group trip? They don't have to be a couple. That you can
That's
be
a
a solo?
question that we do get a lot. And I think there's this like stigma where it's like, well, why aren't you traveling with your spouse? Or, and it shouldn't preclude you from going to do something that you want to do. So I'm going on a girls' trip to Switzerland, through Trova Trip with another host who is an excellent group trip host. And so I'm going Switzerland at the end of May.
And maybe you'll see us announce something regarding Switzerland.
Yeah,
that's a hint for you. Because we're actively figuring out our 2025 beyond just the South Africa trip. What other group trips we're going to be doing? And actually, I think we have because you can continue to fill out the survey. By the way, I do want to call that out. Yeah. So we're here. Yeah. So if you are interested in the trips and you want to put your vote in as far as where we should go, that is the link. I love like trying to point to things. NewstateNomads.com/travel survey is where you can go fill out. It's a quick 2-minute survey and tell us where you would want to travel with us. Because we do take that information. That is truly how we determine where we are going to go around the world. But we have lots of really cool ideas for 2025 and beyond, including potentially returning for another Christmas markets trip with different Christmas markets, because that's what's really cool about this is like we can do Christmas markets, but we can do different Christmas markets in different countries all across Europe.
Yeah, there's some other ideas that we're tossing around. There's a really amazing itinerary through India, which also does a couple of safaris, and you get to see other animals, and there's like river safaris and things like that in India, and you also get to go to the Taj Mahal, and we love Indian food. India has been on our bucket list, and I think it would be so much fun to travel with a group of people to India. So we're looking at that for maybe like end of 2025. We just have a lot of like really exciting ideas around these group trips, and we're excited to finally, we've been talking about the Iceland trip for so long, and now it's like, okay, we're finally getting there. Like it's the end of March. It'll be here before we know it. So
and somebody asked, by the way, about what happens, like where the dogs go when like we're in Iceland, for example. We actually had a separate survey for that, and we got a lot of really great replies. So look for, if you did fill out the survey, look for us to reach out to you to set up interviews and some conversations about that.
Yes, we're gonna have somebody come stay with Piper and Ella. Since Ella's blind and she's comfortable in here.
She loves her space and feels comfortable in her space. So we'd rather do that than to board with her.
Just can't board her. No.
Yeah.
But Jay says I'm up for India. Yeah.
Yeah, Jay.
It just looks incredible. And the itinerary, there's 2 different itineraries for India that we're looking at. And they actually just launched this one that includes like a safari as well. And that one to me, and like it's checking all the right boxes for me. It looks really cool.
This is from your grandma.
Aw. It's my grandma. It was so funny. My mom said that too the other day. I was telling my mom, like, I'm going to this, I'm doing this, like, then I'm going to Switzerland. But yeah, when I was little, I was always like, Nanny, what are we doing next? What are we doing next? And now I'm living that. It has come to fruition.
Chris and Tiffany, I just want to thank you guys for this. So me and my husband visited Maine. Thanks to you guys, got to check out places we didn't even plan on seeing.
Yay.
Love watching you guys and looking forward to your upcoming adventures. Thank you so much. We love hearing that. We truly do. And if you do try things out that we, went to or whatever, let us know that too. We love to hear that we have helped other people plan amazing experiences all over the world. So that's an awesome thing. Thank you so much. Chris and Tiffany. Sorry. My mouse was over your name, so I apologize about that, Tiffany. Okay.
Well, any other last minute questions before we go?
Yeah.
Again, if you are interested in traveling this year with us, there's only 2 spots left on that Christmas markets trip. So
yes.
And it's 25% down, and then the rest of it is not due until 90 days before the trip. If you have any questions at all about any of this stuff, shoot us an email, send us a message on Instagram.
Again, if you want to go for Christmas markets, go to the NewstateNomads.com/group trips and then click on Christmas markets of Germany and Austria. And just 2 are left.
I know.
Better hurry.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Scout's still hunting flies.
Good job, Scout.
He's so cute.
She just flops.
I know, she really does.
She's just a
She's
flop.
the floppiest dog.
Yeah. Okay, let me look real quick at what's that?
Oh, I didn't say anything. No, thank you.
Oh, how many navigators are we? There's 100 and
In our membership, in our
yeah,
group. Yeah.
150, 160 now. It's a lot. We have a lot of navigators, and we are so appreciative of you guys. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's been so much fun too to like, this year we're really trying to um make sure that like we're helping the community. Like we want the community to be able to have access to not just us, but also to each other in order to like help everybody with their travels and on all their adventures and all that. It's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, like right now we just finished I was working on a map of all of our dining recommendations all across the state of Florida. And so
Yeah.
you were working on the map. You've broken it out for all of our camping,
hotel, and Airbnbs from around the world.
Yeah.
And that's now available also if you're inside of the Navigators community. If you go to the dashboard, you can literally see every place we've stayed in 5 years, 6 years.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. So let me see. Which vehicle has the best gas mileage so far? Well, the brief answer to that one would just be they're all the same because they're all in the same chassis, but we get about the same fuel economy in the Navion as we did in the T, both towing and not towing, which is like around like I'm going to call it like 14-ish when you're towing and like 16 to 18 when you're not towing. Just depends on speed. I generally don't drive more than about 60 miles an hour when I'm in the RV. So that's what we do. Somebody asked, what?
Oh, there was a question down. Do you have a favorite RV park? I know you boondock a lot. I mean, our favorite of all time that we'll never get to stay in again unless we have a Class A was the Motor Coach RV Resort.
It's a Motor Coach Country Club.
Yes. And that one we stayed at last June over our anniversary.
That's like Palm Springs. It's actually Indio. So it's like Palm Springs, California.
You have to have a Class A to stay there.
Yes.
But these are condoed lots. And so you can go online and like book whichever one you want that the owner has opened up for bookings. And so we had like a private little, they call them a spool, which is a hot tub pool, a spa pool.
Yes.
And so you could heat it at night or cool it during the day. And then like this fire pit and a little outdoor kitchen. So that was definitely my favorite. That was like once in a lifetime.
Well, we need a Class A because only Class A can stay there. But if we ever did get a Class A or we rented or borrowed a Class A, that'd be where we would stay.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay.
All right. I think
that's it.
Wrap it up.
Yes.
All right.
Well, thank you guys so much. Scout says bye. But we have a safe and happy Easter next weekend, and we will be back in 2 weeks with our Tarpon Springs episode. So until then,
thanks for hanging out with us.
We will see you guys soon. Oh, really quick. Starting in 2 minutes is Technomadia. Technomadia is doing their live over on their channel. Which, that's Chris and Cherie. If you know them probably from like the the RV mobile internet resource, where like, they talk about like connectivity and all of that. Great friends of ours and definitely something you might want to check out. So be sure to check that out as well. And we will see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yeah. All right. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Have a good Sunday night.
Thanks.